Hi, I'm Scott Willison, owner of the Confluence Fly Shop in Bellingham, Washington, and it is 2023. Lo and behold, it is a pink salmon year in Washington State. So we are going to tie a pink fly. You got to do one of these every odd year at least, and this is one that has been fishing for a long time and is kind of a staple in the area. Works fantastic, particularly when the water is low and clear. You can fish this one out in saltwater. You can fish it in the river. Definitely one worth having in your box. This is going to be a Humpy Charlie. So in my vise, I have a size 6 Daiichi 2546, which is a stainless steel saltwater hook in the vise. And then we're going to start some 140 Denier pink ultra thread. And I'm just building up a little bit of a base here. I want to kind of widen that shank a little bit so I can add our large size bead chain eyes. So I'm just figure 8 wrapping those eyes in right now. Every now and again I'm adding some tension on the thread. As always, taking care to not hit one of those little burrs that you often get on these things, which will cut your thread in short order. And we'll go around each eye. Just really make sure you've got those locked into place, because you want to be able to catch lots of fish on this fly without the eyes spinning on you. And then lastly, we'll go around the base a few times just to further tighten those wraps. If you're not trusting your wraps, you can always add some super glue too, but I think we got some pretty good wraps in there. So for the body of this fly, I'm going to use just a holographic silver diamond braid. You could use pearl, you could use pink if you want, but we're going to have plenty of pink on this fly as it is. So we'll go with silver, and we'll just wrap that up. Try not to snag it on your hook point like I just did. I'm going to take a couple wraps back and actually just build up a little bit of a taper to that body. And then we'll go around each eye in a figure 8 fashion before we tie that material off. At this point, we're going to invert our hook, because everything else we're going to do is going to be on the underside of the hook. So first thing I'm going to add here is some pink Marabou. It wouldn't be a humpy fly if it wasn't pink. Actually, they take all sorts of colors, but pink is certainly tried and true. And I'm going to start by just pulling that tip section out of there, because I don't want that stem to be in there. I also grabbed a spay quill Marabou. Regular blood quill works just fine, so I cut that feather down. Now with that tip out of there, I've got everything nice and even. One thing that really helps here, I don't have tons of room for the head. I've got some water nearby. And if we just get that feather wet and condensed, it's going to make it really easy to tie in and also get my length down. So I want that that marabou to extend roughly a shank length beyond the hook point there. Marabou is such a wonderful material, but it can be an absolute mess to work with, so a little bit of water to tame it is great. And then when I trim that, I've got my scissors kind of angled so that I can build a little bit of a ramp for my thread to work down in tying that off. There. We're essentially close to done here, but we're going to spruce this up with a little bit of flash. The first flash I am going to add is going to be, we'll take 3 or 4 strands of pink glow-in-the-dark Flashabou. And we're going to center tie that over the eye of the hook, and then fold that back. So I find that there's something magical about the pink glow-in-the-dark Flashabou. We had a guy for years on Whidbey Island tied a very effective Charlie pattern out of mostly pink Flashabou, and that thing caught all sorts of fish. I'm then going to add a couple strands of this is just the Pearlescent micro Flashabou, and I'm going to tie that in the same way I did the pink glow-in-the-dark Flashabou. Tie it in the center and fold it over. And then I'm going to give my bobbin a clockwise spin because my thread's really flattening out on me. There we go. And then we can lift up that wing. And I like to trim all that flash right about the same length as the wing. A couple more trims there. Try not to cut our marabou, and then we can bring that back. So yeah, the Charlie is a really great salmon pattern. When you want something small, you can vary the eye weight on these. Sometimes I'll use like an extra small lead eye if I want a little bit more weight, but much of the time this just large bead chain gets the job done. The pinks tend to travel in a little bit shallower, slower water than other species, so it doesn't take much to get that fly down. But they do go nuts for something small and pink. So we've got a couple of whip finishes in there. And then just for some added durability, we'll put some Solaris bone dry on our thread wraps. And then cure that up. And there you have it, a Humpy Charlie. So pretty quick and easy fly to tie. This thing holds up really well when you're catching lots of fish. Definitely tie up a few of these for this year's Humpy season and have some fun out there. Anyway, you can find the materials for this and many other fly patterns at the Confluence Fly Shop in Bellingham, Washington. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will see you on the water.